In today's session, we're doing mobility of the ankles, knees, hips, and thoracic. So a very functional session for runners and even walkers. We'll need a TheraBand today, and then you'll need a table leg to put the TheraBand around. So make sure it's really quite heavy because we're going to be pulling on the TheraBand quite a bit. And we'll also, for some people, need a couple of pillows. So go and get all those things, pause the video, and I'll see you back in a second. Come into a seated position, your bum to your heels and your toes tucked underneath. And then you're just gonna put pressure down through your heels, through the toes, and then this is gonna stretch all the fascia through the foot. Over time, you might start to feel tingling through, heaviness, aching. This is all just that fascia stretching through your ankles. So don't give in to the aching sensations. I'm just gonna sit here, and then we're gonna do a neck stretch while we're waiting for that to stretch out. So rotate to the right as far as you can, to wherever that bind is in the neck. Mine is about there, and then chin to chest. And then that side hand, so my right side, gets to the back of the head and pull down. And you'll feel a stretch through the back to the side of the neck, which will hopefully take your mind off the stretching happening through your feet and your ankles, because it's going to start feeling a bit intense soon. We're going to take 5 deep breaths here. Last breath. And then coming up, then you should really start to feel a burning sensation through your toes, through your ankles, but still hold it. And looking to the left, wherever you feel that bind, chin to chest, left hand, the back of the head, and pull down. And again, 5 deep breaths. Good, coming up. Now stay there. Really feeling the burn now. Through the ankles, the toes, the feet. And do 5 more deep breaths. And relax. Okay, you can come out of that position, roll the ankles, and then we're going to do the opposite. So plantar flexion as opposed to dorsiflexion with toe flexion. And you're just going to again sit your bum onto your heels. And then we're going to pick the knee up off the ground if you can, if there's enough plantar flexion through your ankle, or if that's enough just to sit there, you just sit there and breathe through it. Lift the other knee up, get a stretch through the other ankle. And keep breathing through this. And grab the right knee again, stretch through. Deep breath in, and relax. Down, and one more the other side. Deep breath in. And relax. Again, roll the ankles. Okay, this is going to take care of hips and torso mobility. So one leg comes up, other leg push away, straighten out. And then you're going to come up onto your hands like this, And then breathe through that, and you might feel a stretch through the rib cage, through your thoracic, wherever the tightness is. Then do 3 deep breaths. Breathe in and relax. Breathe in and relax. Breathe in and relax. Next step, we're going to thread the hand that's closest to the knee away from the knee. So the shoulder's going to go down to the ground. Like up here, and then hand thread through, deep breath in, deep breath out. 3 deep breaths here. If your head's not on the ground, it's too tight, chuck a pillow here and then rest wherever that tightness is. 2 more deep breaths. Come back up. Another deep breath here. And then thread through again and see if you can go a little bit deeper with it. 3 deep breaths. And come back up, swap sides. So here to start off with, arms straight. 3 deep breaths, breathe into wherever you're tight. And then next deep breath out, thread the left hand away from your left knee. Shoulder on the ground if you can. If not, stack the pillows. 3 deep breaths. Coming up, 1 deep breath here. And thread through again, see if you can go a bit further. 3 deep breaths. And then coming back up. For this exercise, you'll need a band, so just loop it around the table leg. Something that's going to be heavy enough because you're going to pull on it. So loop that through. And then you're going to step into the band. And then you want the band to pull back the shin bone. If I step out, if there's enough tension, you'll feel a lot of pressure pulling the bone back. And then you're going to work through that dorsiflexion range of motion to try to get the knees over the toes and work through this angle as the band's pulling back. And then make sure your heel stays on the ground as well. So direct your knee to your second toe. If you feel like you can get a little bit more range of motion through that dorsiflexion by standing up, do that. And then swap sides. Go forward enough that the band's pulling back. And then work through that range of motion. Keep the heel on the ground. And what I'm doing here is I'm pulsing through the bind. So if my range of motion goes to there, and I just want to move through that range of motion. I'm gonna go a bit further. And swap sides again. You should get a bit further the second time you do it. If it feels like your joint is stuck through the front area, then sometimes it helps to come back off the movement and then go back into it. Another thing, if you're feeling stuck through the front, just go forward a little bit more so there's more pressure through the band, pulling that bone back. And one more, swap sides. Should be feeling a lot freer. Again, depending where you feel comfortable, I'm fine down the ground because I've got hip mobility. If you don't have as much hip mobility, just stand up and go through the range. This next exercise, we're going to keep the band looped and then place it on the upper thigh. And then in this position, you're going to put your ankle onto the other knee. So the band is pulling the thigh back. And then you're going to move back. So it feels like you're getting a lot of pressure through. So we're getting that traction through the hip. And then from here, once there's enough pressure coming through the band, so it should feel like your leg's being pulled away, just slide down. And then the foot will come down to the ground. And then let that leg go. So let the knee go, let the band pull your hip away. And then do 5 deep breaths here. Last deep breath. And then twist back up. Keep your foot on the other knee. And then move back down out of the resistance. And then bring the leg down. And swap sides. Got resistance now through the other leg. I've moved back until I feel that leg is being pulled away. Lie back down, let that knee fall away, and then I'm going to drop the foot down to the ground, and then let it pull back. 5 deep breaths. One more. And then come back up. Slide down again. And the band comes off. These exercises, we're going to do a bit of a flow mobility set. So we're going to start in downward dog position. So you're pushing through your shoulder blades. If you can, heels on the ground. If you're up here, that's fine. Find the stretch. And then from here, we're going to bring our right foot through the hands into a lunge position. And then find that bind through the hip. Arms straight, push into the hip. Hold that. Hands by the foot, downward dog. Left foot through the hands. Push through the hip. You should feel it through here. Arms straight. So you're locking this in to get more of a hip stretch. Hold that. Hands by the foot, downward dog. Right foot through again. And then this time we're going to go up and over. So grab the other hand and then go toward the knee. And then I want you to direct your hip diagonally toward the ground. So the stretch was in the front of the hip, and now it might be in the front to the side of the hip. Hands by the foot, downward dog. Left foot through. Do the same the other side. So find that bind through the front of your hip. Up and over. Hands by the foot, downward dog. Right foot through again. This is the last of the lunges. This one we're going to go into the front. So we're doing that dorsiflexion range of motion again. So the heel stays on the ground, torso upright, knees over the toes. And then you might still feel a stretch in the hip, or it might be through your Achilles, your calf, or tension through the front of the ankle joint, wherever it is, move into it. Downward dog. Left foot through, again going to the front. Go into that bind for dorsiflexion. So you can work through these 3 lunge stretches, all slightly different hip flexor areas and calf, Achilles area. And then last downward dog. Okay, last stretch to bring everything together, because we've mobilized our hips, we've mobilized our thoracic, ankles. We're just going to come into a deep squat position. So for those of you who are flexible enough, just come down and we're just going to sit here. And then for those who aren't flexible enough, you can hold onto something. So you might want to use the band, and you can come down as you're holding the resistance to help you. For those of you that are very inflexible, what you can do is lift your heels up onto something. So chuck a pillow underneath both heels and then go down to the position where you feel that you can just sit there. And we're going to sit here for a minute. Okay, deep breaths. The squat is one of the most functional exercises a human body should be capable of performing. Because of our modernized society of sitting in chairs, sitting in cars, sitting on the toilet, we don't have this function of the full range squat anymore. And it's really important because we get enough range of motion through our feet, our ankles, our knees, our hips. It takes a lot of pressure off our lower back, our lumbar spine as well, so it opens up the joints. Whereas when we're sitting and we're in this position here, we're compressing our lower back spine and our hip flexors get tight and they get weak as well. So to be able to sit in this range of motion position, a very functional movement to be in, and it helps with your walking gait and your running and overall function day to day. Hope you enjoyed the session. Enjoy the day.